Alright, so we have 10 hot photo cards in each pack, and if I won this back in the day, I would have got a trip to London. A rock and roll trip to London. So here's Troop. I know nothing about Troop. Are they the Goof Troop? Don't know. Now here's the Hoodoo Gurus. This one guy looks like Ringo, but I don't know their music either. Now we got Hothouse Flowers. They look more like guys who would actually work in botany than be musicians. Now, INXS. I do know INXS, okay? So music fans, I'm 1 for 4. He's got some dreamy looking eyes. I just wish I didn't know how he died. Information Society. I would go to none of these guys for any information. Now we have Indecent Obsession. You know what? I already want to call the cops on them, because 2 of them look like Billy Idol's love childs. Bruce Hornsby. Bruce Hornsby is a good musician. My dad actually once opened up for Bruce Hornsby, or was about to. Can't quite remember. Have to ask him. Deja. Is that what happens when you order the band Asia on Temu? Patti LaBelle. Solid promo shot. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. Could be worse. Could be better. Where is she taking this picture? I don't know. Hall & Oates. Back, when they were speaking. When they weren't suing each other. I don't quite understand Hall's hairstyle here. What happened to the friendship, guys? They used to be so close. Teddy Pendergrass, looking like those photos you get on college recruitments. All right, do you want to draft this 3-star basketball player? Speaking of the number 3, we got third base here. And, it's kind of sad when your only hit is making fun of a musician like Vanilla Ice. We got the Perfect Gentleman. Well, I'll take their word for it. They seem nice. I don't know their music. Are they Motown Swing? Are they Candy Stripers? Do they work in an ice cream truck with Clint Howard? Which is a movie where he murders people. Alright, so we also got historic concert posters on here, which seems weird to be advertising a Led Zeppelin gig in 1969. In the same pack, you're doing modern, contemporary 80s, 90s musicians. Got Jefferson Airplane, got the Fillmore. Yeah, it just seems so odd, because it's alright, you got New Hip Thing of Lenny Kravitz, which is weird to say now because he's been around for so long. Or the Gypsy Kings, who were probably more to their time period. Then we got Run DMC, which I still think people actually know who they are. In fact, you can actually buy a toy of them now, doing the Christmas in Hollis. So that might go in my pop culture Christmas collection. Got Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, a lot of classic hip hop going on in here. But then we flip it right back to, I don't even know what that poster is to. We got B.B. King and Albert King. Run DMC were the kings of rock. They're the kings of blues. We got the Go-Go's, which I actually hung that card up in the office because the Go-Go's are awesome. I don't care what you say. We got Cher, and at some point on this channel, you will see me in many attempts to lose weight doing the Cher workout video. Great. They didn't even light this picture properly. Poor Cher. Somebody should have brought in some lights. We got Dino, and the great thing is when I got this pack, I was like, all right, who is this knockoff Axl Rose? Turns out he was more knockoff New Kids on the Block, and I actually really enjoyed his music. We got Linear, don't know who they are. Soul to Soul, which back to life, back to reality. We got UB40. Look at the redhead in the middle. Kind of reminds me when I first got Karaoke Revolution 1. way back, the only song I could do decent was Red Red Wine. All right, so now we're on to our next pack here. More concert photos here. Albert King, The Who, for the Joshua Light Show. It's really odd. It's all in this like 1968, 1969 time period. Ziggy Marley, Paul Young, and it's like, you are not handsome enough to be doing this male model pose. Boogie Down Productions. Guys, I mean, what should I listen to from Linear or Boogie Down Productions or some of these ones that I've never actually heard of because they were just specific to the year 1990 to 1991? Like Adamansky. I don't know who this is, but apparently he was popular enough to have 2 cards. All right, so now we got the Byrds, Fleetwood Mac, we got a Jefferson Airplane. All right, so we're branching out a little bit at 66, 70. Belle Biv DeVoe. Now, I do know Belle Biv DeVoe, okay? I'm a Motown swing kind of guy, and they make some good Motown swing. And he's even giving me a piece, like Johnny Gill. Everybody knows Just Got Paid. Now, do you know it because of NSYNC? Maybe. Jody Watley. Taylor Dane, but if I like put my finger over that card, you'd think it was Lady Gaga. Karen White. All right, so I think all those people were trying to compete for this girl's spot. And she had to have been very important because you don't just get 1 Janet Jackson card. You don't just get 2 Janet Jackson cards. Is that her horse? You get 3? No, not even 3. You actually get 4 Janet Jackson cards. Consider yourself lucky. Oh, wait a minute. You got 5. You were that lucky. Did I get as many Debbie Gibson cards? No. People did not help me out here. But if you were, well, you were a Debbie Gibson fan, you were eating somewhat well. 3. So what about Tiffany? Because it's like, it's either Debbie or Tiffany. Whoa, you got 4. Never mind. And she's breaking out the piano. I didn't even know Debbie Gibson played the piano. All right, so Tiffany, you got 1. Never mind. Unless Tiffany is suddenly named Maxie Priest, you only got 1 of her. Then we got Simple Minds. I would have preferred Simple Plan, but apparently I can't cross-generationally pick my cards. Luther Vandross, looking seductive, but it's a close-up shot, so you don't know how big he is at the time. All right, so they must have bought the rights to all these B.B. King posters, because that's all I'm seeing here. That and Jefferson Airplane. Now, recommend me a Force MD 5 or Force MDs? Yeah. Or the Alarm. What do the Alarm perform? I mean, they come in the alarm clock. That's a terrible joke. Why did I say that? Did I think it was gonna work? Well, I wasn't sure. I'll be sure. Oh, that was horrible too. This is what happens when you're looking at cards off the cuff. Bobby Brown. And the thing about Bobby Brown is he had sex with a ghost. No, seriously, look it up. Roxette, highly underrated. Loved their sound, went through the discography, a lot of bangers. Young MC, saw him live. Kinda looked a little out of shape, and honestly, I thought he was gonna die. En Vogue, saw them with New Kids on the Block. They were good. The Doors, not gonna be able to see them because I'd have to time travel. Cream poster. We got Huno Valenti? I don't know what that is. I know what the Who is. Wait a minute. That one in the middle looks like a fusion of Hulk Hogan if he was also Willie Nelson. There's my boy, Huey Lewis. And there's my girl, Belinda Carlisle. They both make bangers. Like, that discography is perfect. And you know what? Low-key, kind of like Bolton. I know. And I was liking him before the Lonely Island made it cool again. Need a referee? I think Lionel Richie was like, I'll wear a jacket that makes me look like one. Because you'd have to cover up that hideous shirt. Hey, it's the actual Bono. Earlier I saw that guy from the Hoodoo Gurus. He kind of looked like Bono. But no, this is actually Bono. And the card's just as boring as the group. Yeah, I said that. Come at me. Kool Moe Dee. So, like, at the same time as these Superstar sets came out, I feel like there was also the Rap Stars set. So, were they reusing shots? More Belle Biv DeVoe. Alright, another pack here. We got Richard Marx. He's so freaking pale that my camera's light reflected right off of him. We got George Michael. And as of recording this, I went through that first Wham CD, and there's a ton of just catchy, over-the-top, cheesy pop songs that are so freaking funny. Like Young Guns. Oh my god, I think I played that on loop. I don't know who Ian McGlock is. New Edition. I do know New Edition. They're good. Now Nelson, you know those filters where they make what you would look like as a woman? Yeah, they didn't even need to use those filters. Honestly, they could be pretty girls. They really could be. And honestly, I've seen them recently. They kind of became more masculine, especially with the haircut. We got Alana Miles here, De La Soul. Is he wearing the Fred Rerun Berry hat? Hey, whatever he likes, okay? If that's what makes him happy, go with it. Ooh, Digital Underground. Oh, you know about Digital Underground. This guy, he gets busy in a Burger King bathroom. Now, Tone Loc, I was supposed to see on the Vanilla Ice tour, and apparently he only did certain stops, so I got Sugar Hill Gang instead, which is a fine consolation, but I wanted to see Tone Loc. Eric B. and Rakim, that's some classic hip-hop. Sting, looking like a history teacher in high school. Morrissey, looking like a poetry teacher in high school. And Martika, I don't know. I got nothing to say about Martika. Do I have anything to say about Poco? Paco? No, not really. Do you? Now, if somebody looked pleased to be at this photo session, it was definitely LL Cool J. Not so much this photo, but the other one. Alright, so Tina Turner kind of falls into the same zone that Debbie Gibson and Janet Jackson, and another one we see a little later falls into, where they just happen to have more cars than anyone else. I guess you actually print out more for the stars, and less for the party, who surprisingly still had 2, so it must have been a somewhat decent party. 3, who in Pro Set was going all in on this? We got EPMD. Recommend me an EPMD track, guys. I don't know who they are. We got Hammer. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. Because that guy was a superstar. And I don't know how he blew it. Okay? Because even the songs they thought went way too over the top are awesome. So let's not act like this guy shouldn't have stuck around a little bit longer. I think he's like the first guy in this Superset line, Superstars line, what am I saying, that actually had more than a few cards. We got Heavy D and the Boys. Everyone knows Heavy D, but can you name any of the boys? We got my girl Paula Abdul. And honestly, I'm looking up right now what Paula Abdul sounds like these days if I was to go see her live. Now granted, she's with New Kids on the Block, so even if she's not good, I still get to see the block, and they throw on awesome concerts. Vanilla Ice was a strange concert, because, you know, he did his hits, but I would have preferred him actually performing as opposed to being a host. And it was really strange. He was just playing other people's music, the random Ninja Turtle of Michelangelo in costume on stage. But you know what? Fun event. I'm just glad that he's not a bitter has-been anymore. And now he embraces who he was. Speaking of somebody I was debating to go see, but I couldn't do it. Couldn't drag myself to it. I didn't like the set list. I wanted more 80s stuff. That's when she was at her best. But, I mean, she was a superstar. I should see it just to be into the legends, but I don't know. You can't throw too much current stuff in this set list. And the lack of the middle 80s discography wasn't doing it for me. Alright, well, if you like this, like, click, and subscribe, and I'll drop